All right. We are live. We are here. It is I, the Warrior Junior. See, you know how we know it's live? Because my hair is, you know, one of the reasons that I just get on this thing and I don't, do the hair and the makeup and I just get on this because I feel that there's like an authenticity, a real authenticity that you can't get when you're trying too hard, like when you're preparing too much for something. It's not like a test, like where you study and everything like that. But people usually that they prepare themselves so much that they don't speak from the heart. It's not authentic. It's not authentic. It's scripted, or it's not to say. Well, it's a good question. Can scripted be ad libbed? Like WWE, I guess, or used to be. I don't watch it anymore, but I used to. Um, So anyway, hold on a second. Ooh, you know what this is? This is the chai spice without the special ingredient. No, I usually put the special ingredient in. Well, I don't know. One day on, one day off thing. Whew. Tell you, it's good. Like when it's cold, some hot tea. It's good. It's actually good too when you talk a lot. Tea. I used to be like, tea. Who needs tea? There's beer. A drink. Who cares? Yeah, well, you get older, you're gonna find out what all that partying and alcohol, what it does to you. It'll get to you, fuck you up. Believe me, even though I've got like 30 years in fitness, didn't matter. That drinking shit, it didn't help me at all. It doesn't. Either it's the sugars in the beer, the alcohol, whatever. It's gonna hit you. It's kind of like if you look at it like, well, if you drink slowly, you still get fucked up. So over a long period of time, you still get fucked up. So just look at it like that. Look at it on a grand scheme of things. Whew. Um, so the title of this topic, it's been a while. I haven't been on in a while. No, I take breaks. I feel like I don't depend. I get on here and it's on feeling. It's organic. It's authentic. When I get on here, it's not just I got something to say, but well, it is, but I always like to try to make a point, always try to relate something to maybe something that somebody might relate, have an understanding to. But again, it's more about me. So, I call this one like, man, when things aren't going your way. In Los Angeles, we just got done with about a week of rain. Um, and I guess you could look at it like that. Like it felt like it was never going to end. It was just fucking. And I'm one of those hard asses where I don't wear a baseball cap. When I go out, I don't have an umbrella. I do wear a jacket. Not this one. I don't have to get wet. It's the only one I have. So I do have like bigger overcoats and stuff that I will wear. Even some. People think it's not really like these generic wool sports coats. Um, Ironically, they do absorb the water and they do keep you warm. It's wool. Um, and I just don't care. It seems like they're built for that. Like they don't get fucked up. They're built to take the. Yeah, it's almost 4:30 already. My gym opens at 5 in the morning. I like that. I love. I don't know if you guys any of you remember. Well, you've seen Rocky, the first one. Remember, like he starts running and it's dark out, and then the sun comes. He's still running. The sun comes up, so he's probably go out there, whatever, 4 or 5 in the morning, starting. Like before most people are up. The guy was going. That's the making of a champion. It's only a movie. And I know it is. I know it is, but there's a lot of truth in films, or there's some truth in films about dedication and tenacity and working hard and belief in yourself. I mean, the bogus, of course, the nonsense that nobody would get a title shot, a guy that was a nothing, is never going to happen. Um, but or would never happen, only in a movie. But you have to take the balance and understand that movies are based on like a lot of people's dreams. There's some that are true. That what's that one that Angelina Jolie made a movie about the guy that was in the Olympics and then he was shot down, or something, and taken to like a Japanese, prison camp. Went through like hell. It's so there's based on the guy's true story, unbreakable, whatever, unbroken, whatever. Unshakable. I'm all shook up, ooh, and I'm all shook up. Um, so it feels like sometimes when all things aren't going your way, I was expecting a deposit, and today's the third already. I didn't get it, and that's like it's like survival money. And you don't get your. It's like God, so that doesn't work. And you go to the market, they're out of this, and I tried to talk to this chick that was walking this dog, and she looked like I think she was talking to me. I don't know, but then her hair was covering her headset, and I go, man, boy, when things don't go your way, they don't go your way. It's really funny. I kind of laugh about it. Now I used to be very, very serious as far as taking things personally. But no, no, I hold a contention that the storm has to pass. It has to. It might seem all at once, everything's coming down, and that's kind of like think about a cell, uh, a weather, a cloud, a storm cell. That's like the heaviest downpour, and you could be walking, and you could be right under it. But it will pass. It will fucking pass. That's how it goes. The Earth, time will continue. The Earth will continue to rotate. So uh, um, you cannot. It might feel like it's forever, but it's not. It's not. It's funny. Like when we have good things that happen, we want it to last forever, and we don't think of these things. But when the shit hits the fan, and oh shit, the water's not working. The electric went out. I gotta where I live in this building. There's two washing machines. There's um, you know, see like that. Just like the light thing that I have, the issue that goes out all the time. But I don't care. I need to get one of those lights that you can turn and stay on. But you see, these things are not that big of a deal. I don't cry, bitch, and complain about things that aren't that big of a deal. Look, I don't got that much. I live in a small apartment. I got some tchotchkes. Um, on a good. See, I can find the good in everything, man. It's there. It's there if you look hard enough. Um, I have a friend like me that lives like low income. He hustles and he goes WJ. Like we're lucky, man. We got a place to live. There's people out there. There's this guy that I've seen. This guy doesn't even have a place to live. Or I don't know if he does or not. And this guy's fucking big. Look, he's built like a power lifter. And I mean, I don't give that out very easily. He's got to be close to 400 if he is. And he does moving jobs. And this guy's probably in his mid to late 50s. And he was staying with my friend Chris. He was giving him a place to stay. This guy's waiting. He doesn't even have a place to live. He's got in his 50s. In his 50s. Don't have nothing figured out. So, hustling around, trying to do moving jobs. That's. So, think of your situation. And when you think that you got it bad, or nothing's going your way. I'm not saying like compare yourself to like somebody out there on the street, but just think about how fortunate you are. Like I went to the market yesterday. I spent like $85 on groceries. Like whatever I want. I don't care. Like I broke $100 bill. Like I remember I couldn't when I was gambling. I had to take that $100 bill. That's gambling money. That's gambling. That's a chip. That chip. I remember like 7 months ago, I dropped like 10,000, in one morning. I had a bad morning. I dropped $10,000. I mean, now that, I'm back in, I'm not doing that shit anymore. I'm bodybuilding, like I'm eating good. All that money, that whatever I want to buy, I bought like, there was like this pastrami, 9.99, not whatever, there's this tuna salad. It's like 7.99. It's kind of expensive. The eggs that I like, it's $5. I can buy it all. The supplements, that I need, whatever, I can buy it all because I'm not taking my money and pissing it away. There's this, like, I kind of have issues with powders, I take it for recovery after a workout, a little, like, tablespoon or something. But you have to understand, I was crazy with when I was bulking, when I didn't know. I didn't realize powder turns to stone. I was, kidney stones. Um, and I wasn't talking about a scoop or two here and there. I'm talking about protein powder, 3 or 4 shakes a day with those giant scoopers in milk, and then downing it with milk. I mean, I was insane. And I wound up having kidney stone surgery. So I learned my lesson with that. But for some reason, I don't have the problem with the RTDs, and not the bus. That's an old school joke. If you've been around LA that long, you would know what RTD is. If you're OG, um, rapid transit. So now it's Metro, but it was RTD back in the day. Um, Probably so like 1990 or something, early 90s. Um, anyway, oh, the ready to drink drinks. So like the Labrada ones, like you know, lean body. That's like 40 grams of protein. It's really good. And I buy it by the case. I buy the 12 packs. And fucking whatever. It's like $36, $40, whatever. See, when I was gambling, I didn't even fucking think. I couldn't afford. When I lost, got wiped out. Wondering, how am I going to scrape together some food money here to get along? I couldn't fucking lift weights and make progress. You got to understand. People go to the gym. And they look at me. I mean, I'm not bragging or anything, but it's not just that I know how to do a variety of exercises and different things, but I understand the nutrition. I understand that the fuel in the body is so important. It's like if you take a ratio of it, and I mean, if that's all you do is eat well and you don't lift, I mean, that's, I know this one guy, he's not in good shape, but that's all he does is eat organic, yeah, but he doesn't exercise. He doesn't know how to exercise. Doesn't move around enough. So that's not going to help you. So it's like, I mean, I don't know how to break down the, I mean, 50-50. Like your nutrition is just as important as your training. For me, it's a little bit more because I'm looking, for a little more density, for weight. So the nutrition supersedes because my training is it's so easy for me. I go to the gym. No, I push myself in the gym. That's not easy, but I know what to do. That's what makes it easy. Um, so that's kind of like I don't negate, but if I had a choice, definitely it's like eating every 2-3 hours, at least, figure something here, something there. I just had, I buy like this, like I just said, I went shopping and I spent like $85 on food, like this tilapia, I can pan fry 2 fish fillets, with rice, and then I'll use like the tartar sauce too, well, it's real fattening. Hey, you know what? I can do it because I'm not scared, I can gain, I'm looking to gain a little weight. So no sugars in there or anything, so I go for it, and it tastes good, it's very light, but I like nutrient dense foods too. I bought um, come like in a square, pound of like beef, 15% fat, in the lamb. I got that too. Um, I've seen this thing. Was it the George Foreman grill thing or whatever? You can take out all the grease that's in there, and I know there's a lot of grease. But what I basically do is I take like a paper towel, and there's a lot more than one. I go through probably five of them because there's so much grease in there, and I'll just I'll put the paper towel on the plate, and after when the meat's cooked, I put it on the fucking paper towel, and then let it soak up all the grease, and then throw that one. Then use a second one, then a third one, and then what I do is I'll press it. I'll press the meat, over the paper towel, and I'll push out a lot of. Now there's a little. I'll leave a little bit in there. It's okay. It's not that bad, but like a lot, most of that grease, it's gone. Now it might look a little dry, but you know what? I'm eating for the content, the nutrient density. The meat is very nutrient dense, and I notice it helps me pack on size. It does. Um, so you just want to try to use common sense. Thomas Paine had that book, Common Sense, in the 1600s, right? Whatever. Never read it, but common sense. As you get older, learn. Dude, I used to eat out fast food all the time. Don't do it anymore. I cannot tell you the last time I ate a Jack in the Box or McDonald's or In and Out. I will do every once in a while with a shake, but the thing is, I it's not my norm. I don't go to that. Norms. No, 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 no. Greasy spoon, garbage food. No, no, no. I make my breakfast at home. Um, I mix it up between. It's a split. I'll have like oatmeal with like a little bit of peanut butter, protein powder on the top, um, which is my like kind of early breakfast. And then what I'll do after the gym, then I'll go. I'll do like egg whites, 2 pieces of wheat. I don't have a toaster, so can't toast the bread, but that's fine. Um, Kraft makes this really good buttermilk ranch dressing, so I put a little on the top. That's like my little egg sandwich thing. And then I kind of like those banquet sausages, the ones you can nuke. My ex girlfriend used to call them GP sausage, general population, but it's cheap, but it's not bad. I like those. And this other company, they make these pork sausages. My market has been out of those banquet sausages, so I make the. I've been buying more expensive. Got 10 of them in there, so the way I break it down is 4, 3, and 3 into 3 meals. Into 3 meals. 4 is good. That's a lot of meat. But you see, hey, I'm not scared. I'm not scared to gain. I can't eat enough. Really, I can't. It's really funny that you know I could eat like it counts, and I mean it's really hard. I stand on the scale and I'm like, that's it. I remember in um, late August, I was doing like I was training, practicing martial arts. In my gym. I wasn't lifting weights really. I was just doing martial arts and like. But then I started doing more aesthetic. Like lots of ab work, pull ups. Um, Machine that you just do cross, but nothing. I was real cut, and I thought it was what I said. What am I 175 or something? I thought, and I stood on the scale. It was 159.6. Now a touch under 160, but even like 160, I was like, what? Huh? That's it. Like I was shocked. I go, that's all. Like it was. There's no density. I was. I go, God, that's real. That's real life. now I look good, at 160 because I was fucking really cut, and everything. But I said, wow, this is real lean. Now when I was younger, I was never, I wasn't that. I was really, really, really light. You know what I mean? So again, weight can be elusive. It just depends. Now I'm a little over 175. I got into the, because what happened is got back into weight training, lifting heavy or exercises and stuff, and started eating more. But then it levels off. For me, I started leveling off, and I said to myself, how do we keep gaining? And I said, oh, now I see it. You gotta eat more nutrient dense foods and more frequent. So it became more about the eating, less about the training. Now training is still important. I still do it, but if I take a day or two off and I eat consistently, I'm fine. Like that's okay. Um, but you have to understand what I do in the gym. I'm not like most people. Like most people they just go there. They're really there to fuck around. Is what I compared to me. Um, it's like I'm not. It might sound like I'm bragging, but it's. I'm not. I mean, number one, I don't bring my phone to the gym. I don't watch TV when I'm in the gym, and I'm not there to kibitz or talk when I'm in the gym. So what am I doing when I'm there? I'm working. I'm working constantly, and my level of intensity like varies from like moderate to very very high, extreme sometimes. Like I just mentioned, I watched this one guy on YouTube, he talked about those 300 reps with just the bar, the Olympic bar on your, on your back for squats. I did 217. Um, and that was, you know, then I moved on to hack squats. So, and then I did push it. So, you know, I'm not fucking around, like I'm very focused now. It's very interesting. This, a lot of it is if you go, oh, let me show everybody how heavy I can lift and stuff like that. Well, that's great, but pushing a machine, and everything, there's no reward. There's no award for powerlifting a machine. It doesn't matter. Like my friend Alex, no offense to him, he showed me a video or a picture of him leg pressing on a leg press machine. Like maybe it was 2,000 pounds on there, max. It was a lot. But again, I challenge anybody that can leg press 2,000 pounds to put 315 on their back squatting, or 225 even, and how many reps they can do. Um, so you're not fooling me by that. Um, so and then they do that, like those, they show these big guys in the pictures and the videos, doing these crazy exercises. They don't. These huge bodybuilders, they have a passive interest in strength. There's they know what's important is if they're competing on stage, there's no, it's like, yeah, well, the philosophy is, you can say the thing, well, big muscles, a strong muscle, everything. Yeah, well, you know, yes, there's truth in that, but it's all about development. It's all about, how can you hit the deepest muscle fibers to grow. It doesn't matter if you're lifting, 10 pounds or 10,000 pounds. If you're not hitting, if you're doing exercises the incorrect way, you're not hitting the deepest part of the muscle fibers for growth, and you're essentially just, it's called mental masturbation. You think showing everybody, showing everybody that they're what do you think, like they pay you or you're somebody that no one gives a fuck about it. They look for a second. Now when they see somebody moving a lot of weight, most people will look. They will stop and watch because it's abnormal. Like it's but it's not that big of a deal. Like with me, when I my gym is not a, as I keep talking about where I go, it's not a serious hardcore facility. There are some people that are kind of serious, but you know, for the most part, no. And I don't care about them because that's all they do is get in my way. But they are my fellow gym members, so I have to respect. They're on a machine, they're using things. I try to, be nice, and everything. But I'm there for me. I'm there to um, get what I can off of it. I'm not there to teach anybody anything. I'm not there to educate anybody anything on anything. I'm not there to. There's. I'm there for me. It's like selfish, but that word again. I talked about it. You go back episodes. Self. You got to be selfish in life for yourself, because you know go out trying to help everybody. Yeah, well, you can do that when you've accomplished everything that you set out to do in your life. Then you can spend the remainder of it trying to help other people. But I'm sorry, for me, it's like, I got to give mine. No one's going to give it to me. No one's. It's a selfish, cold, mean place. It really is. Where I live in this environment, there's a lot of people that have money, and they giving it away. Because they know how hard it is to have made it, to have gotten it. Um, they're paranoid that someone's going to take it from them. Um, and that's that. It's nobody's going to lift the weights for me. Some of these some of these clowns. I'll mention this one in my gym. I watched one of like watched a trainer, like I'm doing whatever, taking a break for a second or whatever. And fucking trainer goes, there's like one of the little weight racks. I don't know, picked up like 35 pounds or whatever. His clients, like, he carries the weight over for his client. So the client, he's trying to show him how to do like a standing dumbbell row, one arm row standing. And I was sitting there saying to myself, the fucking trainer had to go and bring the weight to him. What a fucking, I mean, what the fuck is going on in this world? Like, was the trainer gonna do the exercise for the guy? Like, I mean, I'm sitting there saying to myself, like, number one, if the guy's not strong enough to even lift the weight to do the exercise, then the trainer shouldn't be carrying the fucking dumbbell to him. I mean, I'm just sitting there. I can't. I can't fathom, a lot of things that I see. Vince Gironda, now I was a kid. I remember Vince's gym on Ventura. I walked by it a couple times. I was too young. Maybe I was in my early 20s. Wasn't really into bodybuilding as much as I am now. Um, but that guy was like the Iron Guru, dead serious. Like, he'd fuck around in there. The guy would just say, "Get the fuck out," like they'd throw you out. Where I go, there's a bunch of fucking pussies. I mean, like I just, that story I mentioned about a trainer having to bring the weight to you. Like what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? You know, I just don't get it. I mean, these people, I call them this. It's kind of hard to see, but I'll try to, like that. See, what I'm doing is like I'm making fun of. Well, they're there to lift baby weights, like curling baby weights. They're trying to get, like, cuts or shape lifting. Like, they're not there to work hard. They're not there to really. And I'm not saying, well, they should take heavy dumbbells and do it. No, I'm saying that you should be a student of the gym and the fitness lifestyle. And what that means is, I'm not there to kibitz. unless it's something that can really help me, like, learn something. The gym should maintain a serious atmosphere because it's not a place to horse around. There's some, there's heavy weights. People can get hurt. Drop a plate, you're not paying attention. You could kill yourself, really. I mean, when you're not, um, it's not a joke, making progress is not a joke, like it requires a mindset of focus, like think about, I mean, you probably know this, but like if you're between sets, if you're on your phone or watching the television, where's your mind? It's concentrating on something else. It's not there. It has to be like when I walk through the door, it's like just I'm here. Like I'm paying for a gym membership and I'm gonna fucking use this place to get what I want. That ain't getting anything. I'm telling you, those people that do that shit, I could go back there 2, 3, 5 years from now to look about the same. They'll just be 2, 3, 5 years older. Or they'll look worse. Or they wouldn't have made much progress in strength, in anything, in nothing. Because their mentality is not like iron will, like to say no, like I'm in this place and in between my set, I'm just catching my breath here. I'm thinking about the next set coming up. That's what's going through my mind. Not on my phone. I'm not. This one other fucking, guy, some fagula, talking to his friend on his headset while he's exercising, and no consideration to other people that are trying to maintain their focus, like doing exercises like I was. I'm standing there trying to do handstand push-ups, and I got to listen to some fucking fagula talking to his friend on his phone. That's not a place for that. It's not, go talk somewhere else. Go talk outside. The gym atmosphere, it's not for that. I don't care that he's talking to that person. I'm caring that I have to hear the conversation. Well, go get a headset. I shouldn't have to have a headset. Music should be loud enough. They're playing that. I shouldn't have to listen to this guy's conversation. Handstand push-ups. How many can you do? Talk about a hard exercise, okay? I finish off some, when I do shoulders or chest, maybe tries also, I'll do some handstand push-ups against the wall, Of course, I can't do them standing just without, I need some balance, but, I'm very serious, like when I do something, or else you're like, I'm a hard gainer, like my body, it just won't give me, like, you have to, you have to be serious, like when you're doing shit like that, or else it's like you're half-assing. You're not going to get, you might get a little something, but it's like the tip of the iceberg. You really want to, and it's not just, what I'm spending for a gym membership. It's the time. It's the time, that you're wasting. These people go into the gym for the wrong reasons. Like it's they're not getting nothing out of it. I mean. Then I've heard one guy go steroids. It's like, how do you respond to something like that? How many guys I talk to said they want to look like they're on steroids? Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Damned if you do. If you look like shit, everybody says you need to be in shape, and then if you get in shape, everybody goes steroids. So you can't win. You can't win either way. But you know what? Here's what I say to those fucking people. Yeah, when I walk around, not kind of hard to tell, but I have other shirts that are more form fitting, and people look or whatever. I had this one guy go to me one time. He goes, "Damn, you're fit as fuck." Like, look at those arms. One guy said. So it's cute. I mean, that's not going to pay the bills. Like that's not why I do it. Is walking around hoping to get compliments. I do it because I challenge myself. Like I want to be like, Arnold said. He goes, "I'd rather be dead than ordinary." Now I know I got some pipe dreams in my mind. What I'm not dreaming is not going to be an IFBB pro. I didn't even say Mr. Olympia. I said I didn't say even NPC. I didn't even see a body get on the stage. I almost got on a natural stage once. I almost did. Um, but it was just, there's nobody at these shows, and I just, I didn't see the draw, I didn't see the leading anywhere, and I was like, yeah, I just like to look good in clothes, and walk around and be like fucking jacked, be like, wow, this guy knows something, and you should be like, the best that you can be for whatever you're in. If you're in computers or whatever, if you're a copywriter, whatever, try to whatever it is, be the best you can be. Why not? Why not? Don't worry about other people thinking of there's always somebody gonna put you down and try to bring you down and shit. It always works that way. Very few people will. It's like you see people running a marathon, people clap. Um, you have to clap for yourself. And I do in the gym sometimes, like between sets, I'll fucking pump myself up. And people think I'm crazy. Good. But they don't know. They don't, if I'm going like this, if I'm really, that means I'm going, there's something serious gonna go down. Like the next set, I'm like, look, I know I'm not that strong, but for me, like 225 on an incline, you know, Smith machine, whatever, like the chest press, that's a lot. It's heavy for me. It's a lot. So, and it's not my first set, it's like my heaviest set, like my fourth set already. So, you know, it's not a lot for some people, but for me it is. So like I pump myself up and I fucking pump out the reps. Um, I know I watch videos, guys doing 315 like it's nothing. And I'm sitting there going, I know they're taking that, anybody that can push that, like for reps, they gotta be taking, don't fool yourself, like, I mean, now there's some guys that are big, 400 pounds or 300, but, dude, I've been going to the gym for like 30 years. I can tell you how many times I've lifted 315 in any exercise. I've only done it twice, I put the 315 on my back, well, I've done a couple times on a Smith machine, but in a squat just to feel it, what it was like. And then I did it free bar. I did it when I was like at my strongest. I just wanted to see. I was excited. So I put the 3 wheels on there and I put that thing of shit on my back. I was doing like half reps. And I was like, my God, I felt every pound of that. It's fucking heavy. It's 315 pounds. And if you're not like, I'm not built for power. I'm skinny. I'm like thin. It's a lot. Now I did, the deadlift. It was damn near close to 315 because I used a lighter bar, but I had 3 wheels on there. I had the 3 wheels, and I got that shit up straight up. Where my back was parallel, it was straight. I was able to clear a little under 315, but it was heavy. It was fucking heavy. So when you see these guys that don't look that big and they're lifting like 405 or 495. May God help you. If you meet these people in person, you're standing next to them, you will see they are big. They might look like me. I don't look like nothing. Like you see me on camera, it goes, the guy looks like nothing, but I get I tell you, where you find in the right element, you're standing next to somebody that's 175 pounds of there's solid muscle. You're gonna hold their own, so just remember the cameras and things can be elusive. I remember like when I first saw like John Cena. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. I see this. I'm watching SmackDown. I see this guy. Wow, this guy's in really good shape. He's really good shape. My friend goes, yeah, he's probably taking metrics or something like that. Some of the and I meet this guy. He put his hand out to shake mine. It was like this big. It was huge. His hand was huge. It was huge, and fat, not like mine. You see how skinny I am? This guy's hands were like big, like it was a fucking. is fucking unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I said, fuck, yeah, this guy 6'1", 245. I mean, like Arnold, how's it going, man? Wow. Even my friend Pete, when he met him he said, "Can you see the size of that guy's hands?" Then my friend Pete, he's not a bodybuilder, but my friend Pete's like at 242. So, I'm laughing because you don't know. You see these guys in person, you're looking at them, they go, ah, that guy ain't that big. Yeah, go stand next to somebody who ain't that big. It can make you look like a nothing, Oh fuck me, it's very interesting, like uh yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, so it's the television can be elusive, and whatever. But again, it's weird. Most people, they work out, they want to get in shape, or they are in shape, they want to get a little stronger. It's commendable when you are in shape, like and you're still pressing to go, you're pushing that hard because I've seen this guy, like if you look him up, it's a Diamond OTT. It's like an army fucker. This guy, holy fuck! I mean, this guy is a fucking no joke. I mean, he does like these. He's very strong and he's built, but he does like these pull ups. I've seen the guy. He holds onto the bar with one arm, like a pull up with one arm, just holding it like there. Go ahead and you just try to hold a fucking bar with one arm and see how long you can hold on. This guy's standing there like this with one arm. This guy's as fucking strong as fucking can be. I'm watching this guy fucking do these things. It's like, wow. Now I started doing pull-ups behind the neck, chins, or whatever. Behind the neck. I could never do one of those. I never. But I've been, all my seriousness getting pretty strong. Now I can't get the bar um, behind my neck. I can't get there yet. Like I can do 5 or 6 reps where, like I'm about, I guess maybe a little under top of the head. It's just a very, very hard exercise. So what I'll do is I'll take like something I can elevate my feet on, anything. And I know they're cheat reps, but you know what? It shows you what it's like. I have to jump up off the balls of my feet, my tiptoes to get there. But the whole idea is to feel what it's like to complete the exercise, like psychologically, like do the exercise. And then, don't worry. I know people looking at you, he ain't doing it right. He's not doing the exercise right. And fuck you, by the way, whoever you are. Send money, send donation. If you want to advertise here, you're gonna need to send donation. Okay. You know, if I do too much. Okay. So anyway, what was I saying? I forget. Oh, so anyway, people watching you, people looking at you. Don't worry. Don't they? He ain't doing it right. He's cheating or whatever. That ain't real. Look, I know it's not easy. So what I strive is not to make eye contact with any of these guys in the gym, gays, straights, whatever. I don't care about them. They are not there to help me. Again, I respect them because they're fellow gym members, but and then the women thing, I try not to gawk at them either because if I'm staring at them, it just shows I'm nothing special anyway. I'm there for me. Remember, selfish, 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 but respectable. It's an interesting way to be. It's like respectable, selfish. Like it's kind of remember that, and that's what I do when I'm in the gym. Respectable but selfish. Like that's the way to do it. That's how you make fucking progress. So it's not just one little thing, it's everything. It's focus. It's not bringing your phone there. It's not watching television. It's not kibitzing. You're there on a mission. You're there to be selfish. You're there to be respectable. Remember, respect other gym members, but do not allow them to, get into your head psychologically. It takes everything and then some. It's not like it's not like molding a piece of clay where you just, you put your hands in. It's like a diamond is forged under pressure, extreme pressure. That's what makes the fucking diamond. And that's what it takes in the gym. It's, so it's a combination, like that molding thing. But I get in there like a motherfucker. I will fucking push, pull. I will give it everything and then some, like when I'm done with my leg workout, the stairs, you have to take the stairs down, leave the gym, and I have to use the handrail because my legs are that thrashed, for a little while until I get downstairs and I'm good. I can walk, but I'm there to like really see what my body's made out of, like. And it's not about seeing how heavy you can lift. I told you I did 217 reps with just the fucking Olympic bar squatting. And then I felt the leg growth, the next day. My quads were a little bigger. I was like, whoa, yes, because you're getting in there deep into the fibers. You're doing all the reps. So, it's this, it's that. It's not just one little thing. It's everything. It's everything that you do. I was looking, it's like, how do you guys get this good trap separation? I was thinking, well, deadlifts, like you're coming up, so like, you're working heavy, so your traps are getting. I said, wait a second, let me experiment here. Let me try to come up with, so I took like a bar, like 20 pounds. That's it. It's 20 pounds on the bar, and I took it from this point, try to get my hands right, and just up to here. Not straight up and not straight down, nothing like from like about close to a straight out in front of you, and then up till about like I guess that's 70 degrees or whatever like that. Not all the way up, right? And what I was doing is just focusing like lightweight like this, right? I do like 10 reps and it would fucking start to burn. Well, then I increased the weight. I went to 30 pounds, and 30 pounds, I really fucking felt it. I was, I said, wow, I really feel it like in my traps, because, these generic, what you see people doing, holding the dumbbell straight down and just like, coming up and down and shrugs or whatever like that. I did those. I didn't really get nothing off of that. I said to myself, I wonder why. Well, because you're standing there, you're holding the fucking weight. You're trying to lift up your traps, but you're not really getting that much off of it. I said, well, you take that bar straight in front of you and you come up here, put your hands on your fucking traps, feel it, your upper, your shoulder. That's what it's working. So I did it with like really light weight. And then I dropped down the bar and I said, hey, let me try this. I bent over, and I gripped the top of the handle or near the end of where the weight is. And then I do kind of like these short, not well, kind of like rows, but they're in, like where I'm bent over. And I said, well, I did like 20 reps. I said, let me take a heavier weight. I'll use the lighter weight for this exercise. Then what I'll do is I'll use like 70 pounds and I'll just like row it really close in, like when I'm bent over with each side, one side on my left, one side. I said, wow, it felt like really good. It was hitting my traps really effectively. Come up with shit that works for you. And I came up with this on my own, just like by looking in the mirror and saying to myself, well, how do I get in there? There's ways. Stop looking for generic, now if you're a beginner, don't try to get cute and creative. I watched this one trainer trying to teach a beginner front squats. Said, dude, I don't even do front squats. I've been in for 30 years. I mean, it's, I'm not saying don't do the exercise, but I've done them. But, it's sometimes there's shit that's just too hard that's not really rewarding. Like I could do it. Why? I mean, if I can get, work my way around, if I can do other exercises that might be more effective, that aren't, extremely painful, or, not, how do you say it? Don't produce really, really, really effective results, then why do them? It's like walking across this. Why walk around the block if you can just cross the street? Some people will do that. They just don't see it. My point is a beginner shouldn't be doing it. A beginner should just focus on basic compound lifts, not fucking, advanced exercises. Even a squat's an advanced exercise. It has to be, you have to learn how to do it properly. that's not something that you can just learn, in 2 seconds. I mean, you can show somebody that, but it takes time to, like, you have to be patient in impatient times. That's how I look at this. Look, I've been in this thing for like almost 30 years on and off. Um, and I'm always learning. I just told you, I came up with this exercise yesterday, doing different things, trying to figure out, that's what it is. It's a combination. It's like, Michael Hearn talks about power bodybuilding, like, again, I'm nowhere as strong as those guys, but the mentality is there, like, that, because if you just do like real light all the time, you're not really, you should be able to look at somebody and you can tell if they're powerful looking, like, I know the illusion can be created through drugs, but I've seen there's guys in my gym I know they take, but they're not powerful looking. And then they have like, some decent weight behind them, but they're not powerful looking because they don't fool me. I've been around too long. I can look at somebody. It doesn't matter if they're on gear, like, or light anabolics, because the shit works that they're taking, but they're not powerful. There's a difference. There's a big difference. There's that guy, Johnny Jackson. He was a IFBB pro and power lifter. It's powerful looking. The guy was like deadlifting 700 pounds. That's fucking power. Okay. Now, of course, was on a lot of stuff too. But, my point is that I can look at somebody like John Cena. He's powerful looking, you know, powerful looking because his numbers back it up too. Guy can bench press almost 500 pounds or deadlift 600 pounds. That's fucking power, So, it's just, but at my gym, these people, like, they're just not, they're not, and I don't care, like, I'm just, I try not to let that, that doesn't rub off on me anyway. So it's just kind of hard when I stand out, kind of thing. I'm nothing really incredible, but I push like with to make maximum progress. Like I said, in August, I was like a touch under 160, 160, whatever. I'm almost 180 now. So, that's not fucking bad. That's pretty quick, to go from 160 to 180. But, it's what I did, over 4 months that, gets me there. It's going to keep me going. It's my knowledge. It's my mentality. It's my work ethic. It's combinations of everything. And, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. If you're willing to do what it takes, then it's everything. Then, you was it Jay Cutler said, you basically lived in a box is what he said. And I know, well, on drugs and everything, what, but take away all that. It's still the mentality the guy had. Like he said, lived in a fucking box. He was dead fucking serious. You can't, I don't care if you're not, even if without the steroids, without the fucking steroids and the work ethic, uh, you can make some serious fucking gains. I know because I've never taken any steroids. So, I mean, if you call stuff over the counter, if you call it steroids, I don't think it is. Stuff I'm taking is over the counter. So, there you go. With all that being said, I got to make something to eat. You see, this is the lifestyle. It's lifestyle. It's eat, sleep, train, and there's other things to do in life. I understand, but bodybuilding and stuff. That's like that that mentality is what keeps forging everything together. My whole life is not the gym. It's not. Because that's but it's a real important part because I believe like you know like Joe Weider said, the people, the Bibles are the doers of life. They're the people that are doing, and who's to say that can't lead to something else? I'm working on my doctorate degree. Um, it just breaks my, I get so agitated when I see, these people that are doing these kind of jobs, answering phones, they schlep rock work, working in community college. They got fucking a doctorate. They're doctors. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, but they are working. So, I guess, you know, it is worth it. I've come this far. You don't want to be one of these guys at ABD, or, you know, in my case, I'm doing a capstone, so there's no ABC. I'm not going to be all but capstone, all but no. I'm going to finish what I start. You know, don't be one of these people that, well, I could have, I should have. You know, no, don't be, because then you're going to be just living a life of regret. Yeah, don't fucking piss away the time and wonder what if. You know. But know when something is not practical. You know, it's. I knew at 31, you know, my baseball career, it was over. I got something to walk away from it by. It was cool, but I wasn't being practical. I mean, I at the 31, it was being a little ridiculous already at that point. Yep. Anyway, it's an hour. I hope you came away with something with this one. Warrior Junior out.